put that record on and suddenly I'm on the stage. I wear my t-shirt like I'm Bella Grace, a glamour page. Don't take a lot to get me out my head when I feel great, when I've been feeling great. I don't care what they say, I'm gonna shine.
Hello. Looks like we have made it to Memphis Bass Pro Shop. Let's take a look. And there's the Bass Pro Shop. We're parked here right under the interstate. This is free RV parking for Bass Pro Shop. Yep, pretty cool.
We've officially arrived in Memphis, Tennessee, and this marks our very first stop in Baishimas the RV since leaving our home base in central Alabama. It feels good to finally roll into a new city and start this journey for real. Today begins our Alabama to Oregon adventure series, so if you want to keep up with all the action, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel.
Field dance. Hey. Don't fall out of the boat.
Tonight, we'll be boondocking under I-40 in the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid RV parking lot. A big thank you to Bass Pro Pyramid for a great overnight stay and for making this such an easy and welcoming first stop on our trip. When you think of Memphis, Tennessee, chances are you picture music, barbecue, maybe even the Mississippi River. But towering above the skyline is one of the most unexpected attractions in America, the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid. But this massive glass pyramid didn't start out as a giant outdoor megastore. Its story is full of ambition, reinvention, and a little bit of Memphis mystery. The pyramid was originally conceived back in the 1950s by Memphis artist Mark C. Hartz. His dream was a trio of pyramids along the Mississippi River, modern echoes of ancient Egypt. It took decades, but eventually the city embraced the idea. Construction began in the late 1980s, and by 1991, the Memphis Pyramid opened its doors. At 321 feet tall, only a few feet shorter than the Statue of Liberty, it became one of the largest pyramids in the world. But instead of becoming the city's iconic arena, the pyramid struggled. It hosted basketball games, concerts, and even boxing matches, yet it never quite lived up to the vision. By 2004, the building sat empty, silent, and uncertain of its future. That's where Bass Pro Shops came in. Founder Johnny Morris visited the pyramid, fell in love with its unique structure, and imagined something no one had ever seen, a retail experience unlike anything on Earth. After years of planning and renovations, the pyramid reopened in 2015, not as an arena, but as a 535,000 square foot outdoor paradise. Today, it houses everything from an indoor swamp with live alligators, to a massive hotel to countless fishing, camping, and hunting attractions. One of the pyramid's most stunning features is the elevator. This isn't just any lift, it's the tallest freestanding elevator in America. Rising 28 stories through the hollow center of the structure, the elevator carries visitors up the spine of the pyramid, offering dramatic views as it climbs toward the peak. The sky-high restaurant and amp glass viewing deck. At the very top, you'll find the Lookout at the Pyramid, an upscale restaurant and bar suspended hundreds of feet above Memphis. Here, guests enjoy panoramic river views, craft cocktails, and southern-inspired dishes, all while sitting inside the apex of a gleaming steel and glass pyramid. And if you're feeling brave, step outside onto the glass floor observation decks. These platforms extend over the edge of the pyramid, allowing you to look straight down, dozens of stories to the ground below. It's thrilling, it's a little terrifying, and it's one of the most unforgettable experiences in the city. Today, the Bass Pro Shops Pyramid is more than a store. It's a landmark of reinvention. A once empty arena transformed into a world-class destination. A modern pyramid reborn as a playground for adventurers. So whether you're here to shop, to explore, or just to take in the view from the top, one thing is certain. There's nothing in the world quite like the pyramid in Memphis. Now, if you've spent more than 5 minutes around a fishing pole, you know the name Bill Dance. He's the man in the Tennessee Volunteers hat, the king of blooper reels, and the guy who can hook a 10-pound fish like it's nothing, but somehow fall out of a boat at least once per episode. So, how does a fishing legend end up connected to a giant glass pyramid in Memphis? Well, according to Bass Pro founder Johnny Morris, the pyramid might not exist in its current form at all if it weren't for Bill Dance. You see, years ago, Morris was touring the abandoned pyramid, trying to imagine what it could become. And who better to give advice than his longtime friend, fishing buddy, and unofficial chief excitement officer, Mr. Bill Dance. As the story goes, Bill stepped into that empty, echoing building, looked up at the massive steel beams and said, "Hey Johnny, you could fit an awful lot of fish in here." Well, that might sound like a joke, but to Johnny Morris, that was inspiration. Pretty soon the two were dreaming up ideas. An indoor swamp, giant aquariums, fish-filled lagoons, even a cypress forest under a glass pyramid. Leave it to Bill Dance to walk into a vacant sports arena and picture a fishing paradise. Fish legend has it that Bill even joked, "If you build it, I'll catch the biggest fish inside it." And knowing Bill Dance, that wasn't a joke. That was a promise. There's also a famous behind-the-scenes story from the early planning days. While touring the construction site, Bill, true to form, managed to trip over a toolbox, reach for something to steady himself, and accidentally hit the switch on a lift that started rising on its own. Workers looked over and saw Bill Dance slowly ascending into the rafters, waving like he meant to do it the whole time. When the lift finally stopped, he just grinned down and yelled, "Y'all ought to put one of these in the center of the store." Today, the pyramid has the tallest freestanding elevator in America. Coincidence? Or Bill Dance magic? Bill may not have drawn up the blueprints, but his personality and his love for fishing are woven into the soul of the Bass Pro Pyramid. From the massive aquariums to the indoor swamp to the idea that an empty arena could become the world's biggest outdoor playground, his influence is everywhere. So the next time you visit the pyramid, just remember, without Bill Dance, it might still be an empty building. But with him, it became a fisherman's dream, built on a little vision, a lot of imagination, and maybe, just maybe, one accidental ride to the ceiling.
Okay guys, we have finished at Bass Pro Shops in Memphis, and we are headed out on our next adventure to Springfield, Missouri, I believe it is. So off we go to Springfield, Missouri, or somewhere in that neighborhood.